It's your boy Nahshon. Hashtag Mr. You Can Get It Too. Number one motivator. Right here, just want to talk to you about a couple things that are near and dear to my heart. Basically breaking into the beginning of the year here in January, looking at trends that are not positive pertaining to our local community right here in Duval. Now, when we look at our trends, back in 2011, the Honorable Judge Henry Davis was talking about how these young men, how he shared with us how, you know, so many times when he was looking at the juvenile justice and the juvenile department, he was getting fed up with all these overflow rooms of young black males. On a Monday after a long weekend or a short weekend, he would have overflow room after overflow room of young black males. And what happens is that, listen, we got to make sure that they know their value. They got to know their place. And their place in society is outstanding. And they have to understand that, listen, God has created you. He's put so much greatness on the inside of you. And we need a return on that investment. And we have to cultivate that. So watch this. We go from 2011 to 2015. In 2015, Jacksonville had 113 murders. Out of 113 murders, 80 were African American or black, right here in our city. So what do we do from 2015 to 2016? We went up. We went from 113 murders to 119 murders. Once again, African Americans taking the lead. 80% of the homicides right here in Duval. Some of them, they're our family members. Some of them, they're our fathers. Some of them, they're our cousins. Some of them, they're our children. And these trends have to stop. So what do? We go to 2017. 142 murders. Out of 142 murders in Duval County, 100 were black. To do the same thing and expect a different result is a definition of insanity. Let's put a game plan together. The mayor, the sheriff, they're thinking, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to stop these crimes? So basically we got this shots fired ballistics thing where basically they can identify ballistics as far as where the shot came from, what side of town it happened on, so it increased response times. We've looked at adding cameras to the vests of police officers. In my humble opinion, I believe all that technology does is make the people in Japan, China, Taiwan, Asia richer. Because the best way to solve a crime is to prevent a crime. So what are my recommendations? My recommendations are housing allowance. What if we gave those police officers that budget that was spent on all that technology and placed them inside of that community? We said, listen, we understand that this is a very violent area. We understand this. But what we need is, we need you to bring your presence, and we need your presence to be felt in this area. Let's give them incentives for living in some of these city-owned properties that aren't producing anything constructive. Why not take care of their mortgage for a year? They're just land just sitting there, this house is just sitting there. So now what does it do? Now, just by that police officer being in that community, we have an instant deterrent. Not only that, because we're giving that police officer incentives and housing allowance, now they have more dollars to spend in that local community. So now that police officer plays a twofold role. Number one, because of his presence. Number two, because of his economic power. So now he's able to spend more money in that community, which stimulates that local community's economy. Once again, I'm not trying to answer every problem because one person can't do it. A fist is only strong when all the fingers come together. And when the people come together, according to the Bible, nothing shall be impossible. This is your boy Nahshon. I want to challenge you to climb higher, dig deeper, be greater. Hashtag you can get it too. Hashtag fit for life. Hashtag make the hood great again.